In this lesson, Campsite Cookout, the kids and I will build a pretend fire, and then we'll use kitchen tools and whatever we have on hand to make pretend dishes over that campfire. After you watch, you can head outside, bring a little water, and whatever kitchen items you have on hand. This lesson focuses on cooking play, and cooking play is so universally engaging that it gives every kid something to talk about. You, as a grown-up, can find juicy questions or open-ended questions that really get kids talking in your My Tinker Garden activity. So, after the play, have a great conversation, and we hope kids cook up some real fun. Are you ready to come to Tinker Garden?
Come to Tinker Garden, come to Tinker Garden, come to Tinker Garden.
Explorers, the mint in this garden has a very strong scent, a wonderful smell. I'm going to pick some of this, put it in my bindle, and bring it to the treasure box so we can use it for the campsite cookout. That also makes me think of a creature who uses scent to communicate. This creature sends out a smell called musk to warn predators to stay away. This creature also has black and white stripes and is awake mostly at night. Do you know which creature I'm thinking about? Could I have a clue? Now do you know which creature I'm thinking about? Yes? No? Not sure? Well, let's find out. Drum roll, it's a skunk!
Skunk, out at night.
Spray your musk when you feel fright.
Skunk, out at night.
Come to Tinker Garden.
When a skunk is feeling nervous or afraid, it warns the other creature to stay away by stomping its feet and growling. If that doesn't work, the skunk communicates a second warning by raising its tail. If the skunk is still feeling threatened, it will spray the creature with a stinky smell called musk that is made in glands right by its tail. Skunks can make between 5 to 8 sprays at a time and spray as far as 12 feet. Skunks do not see well, but they do have a strong sense of smell that they use to find food at night. Explorers, skunks don't only use their scent or smell to communicate, they also make sounds by stomping their feet, and they use their voices to growl. Want to try and stomp our feet? And growl our voices? Just like skunks. Skunks also move by using all 4 of their legs. So you can use your fingers, or you can use your arms and your legs on the ground. How about we waddle on our hands and feet or use our fingers all the way to the play area? You ready? Okay. Explorers, we're back in the play area. I wonder how we'll play today. It's our invitation to play. Let's see what's inside. Sticks. Spoon. Ooh. How can you cook up a feast for a pretend campsite cookout? Well, explorers, we've already started to get ready for a campsite cookout. Last time, we filled the bindle and my treasure box with great nature treasures we can use for ingredients. And I found the perfect spot for the campsite cookout. Let's see, I'll grab the spoon and the sticks, and then we can go find where I put my treasure box and found a spot to cook out. You ready? Let's go. So explorers, let's start our cookout. The first thing I want to do for the cookout is to empty my bindle and add the treasures I found and the things that came out of the invitation to my treasure box so we can use them in our cooking. We have a few more sticks, our spoon, and that wonderful smelling mint. Now, I already have some great things here. I've got my cooking pot, some water, all my treasures, and some dirt and scoops. We can cook up some wonderful things. One of my favorite parts about cooking on a campsite is that you get to cook over a fire, which means you have to build a fire when you get to your campsite. Should we build a fire? All right. Now, when I build a fire, I've learned to start with stones, not with sticks, so I can make a circle of safety around my fire. That reminds me, when I'm not using the fire, to be careful not to go too close to the flames. So I'm gonna take all these really beautiful stones I've collected and put them in the shape of a circle. If I'm making a real fire, I'm gonna wanna make that circle so it gives me about 3 or 4 feet of safety. But since this is a pretend fire, I'm just gonna make a nice little circle around my fire. Excellent. Well, now that I've got a circle of safety, I need some sticks or logs or something to fuel my fire. And I've got some great sticks I've collected. I'm gonna balance the sticks to make crisscross patterns, pretending to be the big logs on my strong campfire. There we go. Excellent. Oh, I want to add fire. And I've got these beautiful, bright, pink peony petals. Oh, they smell wonderful. I'm going to sprinkle them on top to be imaginary flames that will cook my food and keep me warm. Ooh, you know what? One of my favorite things to do when I have an open fire is to roast food on a stick. Oh, sometimes I like to roast hot dogs or vegetables or different things. Maybe I could pretend that some of these leaves are actually hot dogs or vegetables. I'm gonna get a thin stick that's really easy to poke my leaves through. This one will be perfect. I'll poke a few leaves through. And let's see, maybe one of these big green leaves too that I see right here in my campsite. And pretend that these are roasting vegetables or hot dogs or whatever I imagine makes me just so hungry and tastes so delicious. Oh, that reminds me of my absolute favorite thing to roast. After I'm finished with my hot dogs and my vegetables, I love to roast marshmallows and make them ooey gooey and even make s'mores. I always bring a little forest putty with me in my treasure box because I love to make treasure creations with forest putty. But maybe I could take a little forest putty and shape it like a marshmallow. Stick it on my stick. Oh, and imagine that I'm making it roasty and toasty. I can picture it turning golden brown and getting all ooey gooey and melty inside. The other thing that I love to make when I'm outside is soup. Now that my fire's nice and warm, I can put my big pot right on top and balance it on my sticks. Might have to move a few sticks in the fire to make it really balance. There we go. There's my pot. If I'm gonna make soup, that makes me think of soupy mud. Should we make a soupy mud soup? I think so too. Now, if I remember right, soupy mud had a lot of water and not a lot of dirt. So I have some water here and I have some dirt. In fact, I think I remember that it was 3 scoops water and 1 scoop dirt. Does that sound right? Let's try it. 1 scoop, 2 scoops, and 3 scoops water. Excellent. And 1 scoop of dirt. Let's see, get a good scoop. Oh, look at that soft cool. Wonderful dirt. All right, there's some good soupy mud, and I can use my spoon to stir up my soupy mud soup. Look at that. I'm going to adjust my fire a little so it can really roast, really settle in there. Let's see. There we go. Now, the thing that I love about making soups is that you can add so many ingredients, and I have so many treasures I collected. I'm going to add a few right now. Let's see. One of the foods I love is spinach. Not everybody loves spinach, but I love it. And I think that these greens that I found really remind me of spinach. I'm going to drop them in and stir them around. Ooh, look at these. You hear these? They sound wonderful too. These are dried up hydrangea flowers. Maybe they could be like little bits of carrot that I chopped up. And I'm going to put in my soup because so many soups taste delicious with a little carrot inside. That makes me think of an ingredient that could add a special scent or smell. And remember, we picked some mint. Here it is. That's not it. Where did that mint go? In my treasure box. Oh, here it is. Remember the mint that we found? I love the smell of mint. And I can put some of the mint leaves in to add a minty, wonderful scent. If I have spices, I love to add them to my soup too. Now let me smell. Oh, explorers, it's smelling minty wonderful. While I keep adding ingredients to my soupy mud soup, let's see how other explorers are cooking things up in their pretend campsite cookouts. These explorers are making their own pretend campfires. Everyone in the family helped with campfire making. Some explorers gathered sticks, some sang songs, and some took the collection of sticks and leaned them against each other to make the cone shape that helps a fire to start. Then the grown-up got inspired to use a pair of red gardening gloves to represent flames. It's so great when everyone pitches in. This explorer gathered nature treasures from their yard and around their building and used them to look like a campfire. They put their forest putty marshmallows on a stick and toasted until they were ooey and gooey and... These explorers focused on what kind of pretend food they wanted to bring on their campout. This explorer definitely knew what they wanted to make, and they gathered all the forest putty and other supplies they needed. They rolled out a sheet of pretend dough, and then put a filling in and rolled it up, and then broke it into rolls and pieces they could bake in a muffin tin. This explorer played around with their Play-Doh for a while before deciding on jelly sandwiches as the right food to make. They rolled out some bread, and then made a cup of jelly to scoop out spoonfuls for their sandwiches. This explorer likes to communicate while they cook by singing out what they're doing.
And now we have to cut it, spread it out, spread, mix, 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 mix.
Just listening makes me want to do some cooking myself. And these explorers were in the mood to have a picnic lunch with some real food. This explorer was able to spread out a picnic blanket all by themselves so that their family could enjoy a picnic dinner in the backyard. They also made their own plate, and once settled, they took a nice big bite. This explorer was very excited at the idea of a picnic lunch at home.
Picnic lunch!
They loved all the different things in their lunchbox, but they were a little sad that the middle spot was still empty. But not for long. With a little tinkering, a clover from the grass was exactly the right thing to make the picnic complete. I am so inspired by how those explorers played. Thank you, explorers, and thank you, skunks. This was Lesson 8, Campsite Cookout. And what was our invitation? How can you cook up a feast for a pretend campsite cookout? Now it's your turn, and I and you can play cookout all the way until next time, our great campout. Before we leave, let's count to 3 and shout, "Let's play." Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, let's play!
Tinker Garden, come to Tinker Garden. Sparrow, sparrow, time to fly through the meadow, through the sky. Sparrow, sparrow, time Tinker Garden. Squirrel, squirrel, jump on down from the branches to the ground. Squirrel, squirrel, jump on down, come to Tinker Garden. Kitty cat, sneaking past like a lion in the grass. Kitty cat, sneaking past, come to Tinker Garden. Bullfrog, bullfrog, waking up, stretch your legs and hop, hop, hop. Bullfrog, bullfrog, waking up, come to Tinker Garden. Pretty, pretty butterfly, like a rainbow in the sky. Pretty, pretty butterfly, come to Tinker Garden. Dolphin, dolphin in the sea, swimming quickly, swim to me. Dolphin, dolphin in the sea, come to Tinker Garden. Fairy, fairy, are you there? If you're here, then show us where. Fairy, fairy, are you there? Come to Tinker Garden. Dinosaur, dinosaur, big and strong, take a giant step so long. Dinosaur, dinosaur, big and strong, come to Tinker Garden. Cheetah, cheetah, time to run. Ready, steady, 3, 2, 1. Cheetah, cheetah, time to run. Come to Tinker Garden. Come to Tinker Garden. Come to Tinker